G'day guys, it's the Pink King here, and I'm back with another one of my AFL 2020 Premiership season games, and we're in round 7, and we've got Western Bulldogs versus Hawthorn. So, this one's a bit of an interesting one. Western Bulldogs have had a pretty rough start to the season. On the other hand, Hawthorn here, they started the season really well, and they've lost a few in a row now, and they've dropped to 9th. So this is their chance to rebound and start, getting back up the ladder. There was a point there where they were undefeated, but they dropped off a little bit. So it's an overcast game at Marvel Stadium on this Saturday evening. Don't see why we should hang around any longer. We'll just get straight into it. Alright, so the Dogs versus the Hawks. It's a packed Marvel Stadium.
Anthony Hudson joining you. And with me in the box, former Melbourne captain Gary Lyon.
I don't know if they've done it so you can have a closed roof. It doesn't look like you can. They've just always got the roof open. Is that just their standard banner? All for one, one for all, or whatever? Just all for one. And they've gone with the Easternwood intercept marks again. I forgot to check who won the toss, but it's alright. The ball's being bounced and we're off. I think McAvoy won that, but it could have been either of them. I think it's Tim English is the other ruckman. Is that Wingard gets the ball, spills out, and the Dogs get it back to the wing. Punched down by Stratton, and he ends up picking up the ball before getting tackled, so it's another ball up. English definitely won that one. Kick forward by the Dogs, and there's numbers. They keep soccering it forward. They still have numbers running towards goal. They get it to them. There was a 4-on-1 there, and that tackle just turned over the ball. That was a huge turnover. Kicked by Jaeger and Mira. Space for Bruce to run onto the ball. No one ahead of him between him and the goals. He takes a bounce, lines it up, and kicks the goal. So Hawks get the first goal of the game. Now, after a few close calls. Can't believe how open it was. Segler's come on for McAvoy already. That's interesting. I think he won the toss, but won the tap, but Dogs are the ones that clear it. Goes in their 50 before Hartley takes the mark and boots it out of bounds. So it's on the wing, just forward of centre. It's towards Dogs' goal, and a quick tackle on Tom Liberatore is a ball up. So Segler taps it down, and Liberatore keeps getting the ball, but he keeps getting tackled before he can do anything with it. Segler's got it down again. It's Liberatore again. This time he does get rid of it. Goes to Hardwick. Hardwick kicks it down the wing. Hawks elect to try and pick up the ball, and the ball's still making their way forward. This time Patton soccers it forward. There's still numbers running towards the goals. It's still travelling towards Hawks' goals. It's in the pocket now. 30 out. O'Brien picks up the ball and he misses from the snapped shot. So 7-0. Hawks just doing the right thing here, and that's just getting the ball heading towards their goals. As Jackson Traingrove hits Tom Liberatore, who would have a lot of disposals right now if he hadn't kept getting tackled. Easternwood takes the mark, goes short, sideways to Jason Janison, who handballs it over the top. Gets drilled, but it's a high tackle against Puopolo. So Janison goes to the wing. Big pack forms. Dogs come out with it, and they kick it down the wing more. Scully gets under it and beats Bontempelli in the air. He kicks back down the wing. It's just going to keep bobbling. Charging against Jonathan Patton. Charging.
Punches the kick.
You don't see charging ever.
Goes off the ground.
No one ever gets done for charging. How's that happened? Anyway, Amira kicks it to the 50 where he takes the mark. He plays on and snaps it up in the air. And the siren goes. So I guess he didn't have the distance and he knew he had to get it in. But yeah, ran out of time. So Hawthorn 7 to Dogs nothing. Jonathan Patton done for charging. I don't know if that's going to be a report. It isn't reportable offence. It's always comes down as charging, but charging always comes down as a report in real life. I don't know if they've just called it that instead of shirt fronting or something like that. But yeah, anyway, 7 to nothing at quarter time. Janison had 4 disposals already. McAvoy gets the ball, gets it forward, throwing the ball against Jonathan Patton. He's not having a good game. Short kick by the Dogs, socketed forward by Hawks. It's back inside 50. Easton Wood mops up and kicks it back to the wing. So 1-on-1 there. Still moving towards Dogs' goals. They've got numbers now. Bontempelli from the edge of the square kicks it to the goal square. Hawthorn mop up. It's not over. It's still in danger. And the soccer towards goal by Lin Jong runs across the face for a point. So they've got their first score of the game off of Lin Jong's boot. Oh, quick turnover, quick snap. And Caleb Daniel gets the goal. So yeah, they were a bit silly there. They tried something dangerous and it didn't pay off. Tapped forward by the Hawthorn man. I think it was McAvoy. Wasn't really paying attention, to be honest. Kick sideways and deliberate against McRae. There was absolutely no one near the ball, so that's fair enough. Shield goes inside. And a mark to Jager O'Meara. He's definitely in range. He lines up with the scores level to put them back in front. He sizes up and just gets a point. Almost went out in the full. It was not a good kick. So Hawthorn up by a point now. 1 goal, 2 to 1-1. Trengove looks around, kicks. That was real dangerous. It wasn't a mark. It got punched free and hit the ground right in the danger zone. But it is cleared out. Might be coming back here. Luke Bruce gets tackled high, so he has to take it back. And he goes to Henderson and Sicily. Neither of them can take the mark. Ball comes out, and now the Dogs are away here. Sicily gets back to it and wraps up the play, so it's a ball up. So he cleaned up for Hawthorn there. They were in trouble if it got free. Soccer forward by the Dogs. Mitchell gets to the ball first. He gets done for throwing, and apparently he's injured too. That's not good. Henderson takes the intercept mark just inside 50. He goes back to the middle of the ground where Burgoyne's wrapped up for a ball up. So Segler. Well, I said Mitchell's injured, but he's still on the ground, so it can't be too bad as Burgoyne gets the clearance. Handball's forward, kicked forward now. Howe's running onto it, and there's no one around him. He's the one that gave up the first goal of the game against them, and he hits the post for a point. He just didn't clean that up fast enough. So he's in a tight angle getting run down when he had to kick. So Trengove goes short, and again it can't find a tackle, and O'Brien gets done for throwing. So Dogs avoid a few catastrophes here. Jack Gunston intercepts, goes short to Luke Bruce. Is he in range here? He decides he is and goes backwards to Jager O'Meara. He needs to get it inside. They're running out of time. That's got the distance, but Taylor Duray cleans up to end the half. The Hawks are up by 2 points. It's 1 goal, 3 to 1-1.
Bulldogs 7. A good first half from Hawthorn. Let's see what the stats have to show.
So, 10 hitouts to nothing is the only real stat that
much appreciated, Gaz. It's half time.
Is really, I mean, the tackles Bulldogs way, and the free kicks are Bulldogs way, but everything else is more or less pretty even. Janison's still with 4 disposals. O'Meara and Bruce both with 4. O'Brien with 3. Yeah, looking pretty even in the best players stats too. So we're just going to start the second half. McAvoy down to, I think that was Scully, I'm not sure. Yeah, it is Scully. Scully gets the ball back, kicks it inside 50. Players there. Shields first one back to it. He snaps. It's going towards goal, and Trangrove marks it on the goal line. He kicks out and manages to pick out Liam Shields, the man that kicked it to him in the first place. So now Shields can have a set shot from about 45 when he kicks it. It's got the distance. Has it got the accuracy? It has. He's kicked the goal. So how about that? A bit of kick to kick there for a little bit between Shields and Trangrove before Shields decides to send it back over his head. So McAvoy again with the tap down to Mitchell. Mitchell breaks a few tackles before Ricky Henderson clearly got it on the boot, but gets done for throwing the ball anyway. Kicked forward by the Dogs. It's a 2-on-1 here. Players coming to help, and a high tackle against Aaron Norton saves the day for Hawthorn as he kicks short to Blake Hardwick, who also goes short to the wing. No one can take a mark here. Segler elects to bump someone instead of going for the ball. 1-on-1. And Caleb Daniel wins the marking contest against Stratton. You don't see that too often. The short little guy doesn't usually win, but he does it. McRae decides to play on with a handball. Quick kick into the 50, but James Frawley is all over it. And he kicks out to Michael Hartley, who looks around. He's going to go short to a 2-on-1, but the one wins. Connor Glass takes the mark. He goes to the centre of the ground where Sean Burgoyne's waiting. He knows there's players ready for the ball, so he kicks to Luke Bruce. He's in range here, and he's a good kick, so he should kick this. 8 points the difference at the moment. He goes back, and he's missed again. There was a time where he would never miss that kick. But it's 2-4 to 1-1 now. Short kick to Easton Wood. He takes the mark. He goes just outside 50. A big pack forms. Out the back are the Doggies. They kick it long down the ground. Aaron Norton takes the mark. They've got 3.5 to get it inside and score. But Ben Stratton intercepts over Caleb Daniels. Caleb Daniel can't win it against Stratton 2 times in a row. Lockie Hunter takes the intercept mark though and sends it to Toby McLean. They need to get it inside. They're starting to run out of time. He picks out a 1-on-1 where Jager wins it. That will do it for the quarter as long as this is a mark. No, it's not. It's Lockie Hunter that takes the mark as the sign goes, and he's going to have a pretty big kick to make the distance, but it's about just under 60 metres from the kick. And yeah, it hasn't made the distance. So 9 points the difference at 3/4 time. Hawthorn leading yet again.
Gary, does anything stand out in the stats?
The Bulldogs just can't seem to retain possession of the footy. They're getting outmarked all over the ground, and as a result...
Yeah, so the Bulldogs still tackling a whole lot, but when they've got less possession, that just means that they're putting pressure on the player that gets the ball first. Free kick still favouring the Dogs 6-2. The hit-outs 12-zip favouring Hawthorn, obviously. Easton Wood now has 6 disposals. Jaeger Amira and Bruce have 5. Other than that, not really a whole lot. I'd say Easton Wood, Amira, Bruce would be the 3 right now. As the ball's bounced in the middle, McAvoy and English. Tap down to McRae, who's tackled immediately, so we're going to restart that. It's a do-over as McRae takes the ball and gets tackled by Burgoyne. So 3rd time lucky maybe. Socket forward, we've got a clearance. Hawthorn get it. The handball, quick handball to Tom Scully, and that's clockwork. That is absolute clockwork. The quick kick forward, the 1-on-1, the quick hands to Scully, who has an open 50 to slot the goal. Hawthorn now 15 up. Handballed forward. Just outside 50. It's turned over. The Dogs have the numbers. They're running. They're streaming towards goal. Sicily seems to be the first one of the ball. He gets wrapped up immediately and apparently injured. He gets to the ball again and takes it over the boundary line. So he was injured, but he still got to the ball for a second effort as it's in the Dogs 50. Balls spilling everywhere. Jaeger against 2 Dogs and Bontempelli is the one that comes down with it. He's just outside 50 where he took the mark. It will be a 55-metre kick. He's going to go for it. And that is not a good one though. Not a good kick. Out in the full. Wasn't even particularly close to being a point. Hawthorn playing a dangerous game here. They're not that far up. And it comes straight back over the head. And Hayden Crozier closes the gap a little bit. 9 points the difference. 11 minutes to go. Hawthorn boot it forward. I think that was... I can't think of his name now. But anyway, Jonathan Patton takes the mark on the 50. He kicks it long. It's wide. It's 10 points the difference. It's just under 9 minutes to go. It was Ricky Henderson that kicked it to Patton in the first place. I just took ages to think of his name. 10 points. It's a 2-on-2 and a mark to Luke Bruce. He's been fairly inaccurate today. I think he's kicked 1 goal too. Could be wrong with that though. He's in range again. And he has not got any better kicking in this last quarter. He's kicked it out in the full. The one good thing that came out of that was it did run off a fair bit more off the clock. Only just under 6 minutes to go now. Dodge tackle. Kicked forward by the Dogs. They got to move now. Matthew Suckling takes the mark. He's got less than 5 now. He goes to the wing. Marked by Bailey Dale. Just under 4 minutes to go. Sicily running back with the fly. He punches it. It doesn't quite make the boundary line. But now it does as Hayden Crozier takes it over the line with just over 3 minutes to go. So Hawthorn just need to leech off another 2 minutes off the clock before the goal's kicked. Quick kick out from Caleb Daniel hits the post. 9 points the difference. 2 minutes 20 remaining. Howe goes wide and not particularly long, but it will do. Shields goes out to the wing. Oh, brilliant crumb from Impey. He sends it to the square. Ed Richards takes the mark, but it's going to run out of time now. The Dogs have run out of time. The siren goes as Caleb Daniel almost won that against Stratton again. But the Hawks get the win. They just started faster and they just never really let the Dogs back into it. Each time the Dogs got close, they stretched the margin out again. So finally, Hawthorn recover from... It started with Easter Monday against the Cats. And yeah, I think it was 2 or 3 in a row that they lost. Anyhow, it was like Cats, Carlton, and then West Coast. So they returned to the winner's circle here with a win. Hitouts 19-0. I think that's the major stat there. 12 inside 50s to 10. They had 8 scoring shots to 4, so they did a whole lot more with their inside 50s than the Dogs did. They just weren't accurate enough to really kill the game early. Yeah, they had a lot more clangers as well. The tackles were favouring Bulldogs. Free kicks. There's no free kicks in that last quarter at all. So yeah, the main one would have been the hitouts, I guess. Easton Wood with 6 disposals. Luke Bruce with 6 disposals. Jaeger and Scully with 5 each. I actually think Scully would have pipped Jaeger now. Easton Wood, I still think, would be the best for the Dogs. Where does that put him though? I think Bruce wins it. Then and then Scully, because he's got a goal as well. gets second, and then Eastonwood. Oh, you're joking. It was Jaeger. If I'd have stuck with Jaeger the whole time, I would have got that perfectly, but I thought when Tom Scully did that the quick kick out of the centre and then the clockwork goal, I thought that was going to get him the second best. But yeah, Jaeger maintains his second best, so I had the order right, except I just put Scully over O'Meara. Well, that will do it, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll be in the next game as well. I can't remember who it is. Saturday night game anyway. I think it's Brisbane versus someone, but could be wrong anyway. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.